Hey everyone, it's Chris here from Everyday Survival Gear, and today I'll bring you the Singfire 348. And it looks like I'm in a dungeon, but this is my new workspace in the shed, as I showed everyone on Budget Life Forum. And for some reason, the back of the shed, uh, even with the light on, doesn't even light up. And the camera doesn't like me facing this way for some reason. But hopefully the rest of the video has more light than this part right now. Let's get stuck into it. Alright guys, this review will be of the Singfire 348. Gearbest sent me this as a testing sample to do a review on. Thanks guys, because I didn't purchase my own. So I'm sure that they'll leave a link, and if you'd like to purchase one, just click the link. Basically, yeah. This light was a special build by Budget Light Forum, all the guys that were on that thread. I didn't actually buy one. This is my only model, the one that they sent me. So yeah. Basically, it's a special edition here. Makes me feel kind of special. The box is actually really nice. Upside down, eh? I see what you've done there. It's got a little hole where you can poke your finger through, and it's upside down. Fits in like so. Nice. It's actually like a really good light to give out as a gift set. Like this, and here you go. Happy birthday, mate. Cheap gift. And bright too. Cheap and bright. That doesn't sound very good, does it? Cheap and bright. Not many people in the world are actually cheap and bright. Usually the other way around. Alright, yeah. So what makes this light so special is the fact that I'm holding it in my hand. Because you all love me so much. The fact that why this light is so special is because it uses a Nisha LED. So basically everyone always uses niches if they want a very neutral tint. And that's what this is. This is a high CRI LED. Basically, you're going to have a minimum of 90 CRI. CRI stands... Alright, so CRI stands for Color Retention Index. I was going to say Color Redemption. Color Redemption. Let's get them back. Something like that. But it stands for Color Retention Index. Basically, yeah. So this LED is, as I said, minimum of 90 CRI. It's also got a tint between 47-45 to 53 10K tint. So very neutral, not too yellow, not too white, just right tint. I came up with that one myself. That's how smart I am. So basically, yeah. Stainless steel body, glass lens, aluminium reflector. It's a OP, orange peel, so it's textured, it's not smooth. So you're going to have a very floody light. Runs on either a 10440 or a AAA battery. They're both AAAs, but that's the lithium equivalent. What else do I need to say? Yes, clicky towel cap. Is that 4 clicky? Yeah, it's 4 clicky, because the reverse clickies are the ones where you can change modes. Only one mode, high and higher, which is not really one mode then. Only one mode, on and off. So basically, its lumens are up to about 240 lumens when you're using a lithium. When you're using a standard AAA, I think you're getting about half of that. I actually did just do a towel cap reading. With my AAA, what's already inside here now, I believe it's an any loop. Let me see the money. Yes, any loop. That gave me 500 milliamps. Yeah, 500 milliamps. And the lithium gave me, what's it called? 1 amp. So basically, you're going to be getting a lot more power, double, of the lithium than what you will of the standard AAA. But that also comes down to run times then. So this being 1 amp divided by the 350, you're going to be getting about 20 minutes runtime on the 10440. And with the any loop, I think these are 800 milliamps average. You're going to be getting, what's that? About an hour and a half. Yeah, because 500 blah, blah, blah. Yeah, a little bit over an hour and a half, maybe an hour and 40 minutes. But obviously a lot less light. So working voltage, if you need to know that, will be between, I guess, 1 volt and 4.5, considering it can run on both. And any loops are, what, about 1.3 volts when fully charged. Somewhere around about there. So when they're drained, they're at about 1 volt. So you should still run on 1 volt. and up to the 4.5 because these are 4.2 volts fully charged. What else do we have? Alright, now that's pretty much the specs all done. Now I'm just going to talk about the light myself. Focus. It's only like, what time is it? 4 o'clock in the Arvo, and there's not even that much light in here already. Okay, so the body is stainless steel clip. The back ends, the button is stainless steel too. Overall, it's a very sexy light. Look at it, like it does look really, really nice. Nice and shiny. Makes me feel like a doctor. You know when you were younger and you say and I shine the light. But if you were a doctor using one of these, you'd probably go to jail. Not to jail, you'd probably have a lawsuit because it is a little bit too bright. Pros and cons. So 10440s don't have the longest runtime, but they can put out a bit of power. So that 240 lumens, what you're getting, it's neutral, so it's not going to look as bright as a more wider tint, but it does do just as good job. Now look at it when I put that in. Look at how bright that is. So yeah, basically pros and cons. Pros, cheap, super bright, very, very good looking. Lightweight, it only weighs 25 grams, and it's about 9 centimeters long and 1.2 centimeters across this way. So 9 centimeters this way and 1.2 centimeters across here. It's very well built. There's no blemishes on mine, so I'm very happy with that. Usually when you get a group buy and you receive it, you might get a couple of things wrong with the light. Actually, now I'm inside my shed. I might actually do a spring bypass on the spring. I don't think that there's a point because the way it works, but who knows. I'm not really going to take apart the LED just in case I damage the lens. I might do that in another video. Yeah, so I kind of ran off track. Only thing I can say about this light is it does get really, really hot. Being unanodized, it doesn't have a way of dissipating the heat as good as what an anodized light would. So basically, if you're going to run this for 20 minutes, you're really going to feel it. It does get super, super hot. And plus, you don't kind of want to run it for about 20 minutes, just in case you do damage the LED. As I was saying, basically, if you've got a AAA in there, heat isn't going to be such an issue. It's not really going to get that hot because it's not as bright. It'll dissipate the heat better. But basically, yeah. So overall, it works very good as a light, torch, flashlight. You can't fault it for anything that it does. Very neutral tint, which is good. If you want to suss things out at night, you can get more details out of that neutral tint. You can see even on a standard AAA, it is still fairly bright. And as usual, guys, I'm going to take this outside and show you how the light does. Alright guys, now I'm outside. It's raining, so it's back to the old days of everyday survival gears videos where I'm filming in the rain. It's actually winter now. It's like 12 degrees Celsius here. I think slowly I'm starting to get used to the temperature. Oh well, videos gotta be done. Videos gotta be done. We use lights at night, not in the daytime. Unless you're in a dark space. Alright, basically the Singfire 348 is now on using a NIM AAA. It's a Anti-Loop, or actually technically it's an Amazon, so it's a rebranded Fujitsu Pro. I'm not sure how good this is gonna look, but I can tell you it is still pretty super bright. I'm not sure if it is the 100 lumens that I said in my review, but I'm guessing it is fairly close. But because it's so spread out, the beam is that wide, it's probably a little bit hard to justify it being 100 lumens. And because of the neutral tint too, comparing it to the Astrolux A01, the Astrolux does seem a little bit brighter, but I think that they are about the same because this is just so floody. It's like crazy floody. Now, prepared to be amazed by the power of this 10440 Budget Light Forum Edition, the Singfire 348. And there we go. So, where do I start? Let's just be honest here. It is lighting up my whole backyard to a fair amount. So you can see just about everything pretty perfect inside my whole backyard. If I put the camera around, you can see how wide the lens is. The light actually reaches that part of the shed there. You can see me moving it, and on this side you can see it reaches that part off the fence there. So that is a super wide beam, and it lights up all the way to the top of the garage. Basically, like, this area that I'm lighting up right now isn't exactly small. It's a pretty big area. From me to the back of the fence is like 15 meters. So you can see it's still like fairly big. And actually the light just stepped down there. So even though it's a cool night, it's not that cool where the light can stay on high for that long. Well, not high, there's only one mode. It just stepped back up actually. Yeah. And just step back down. Step up, step down. What should we do with this light? It's going to be your EDC, so let's go light up my shed. Okay, so you can see the back door there, pretty easy. That's the back door to the garage. You can see my shed there. It's actually too bright on the shed. It's flooding out the camera. Back door there. You want to hang out the washing in the middle of the night, which sometimes that I do. You can see how well it lights up that part there. Let's have a look inside the dog kennel. See inside there perfectly fine. You want to go have a barbecue in the middle of the night, there you go. And it does a really awesome job. This is what I was saying. I do feel that this light is about 240 lumens, but because it is so floody, that it is really hard to tell, like for sure, but it is super bright. I've actually got some lights I want to compare it to, which I'll put on now. Alright guys, so right now I've got a competitor light on. It is similarly priced. It's the Crealent V1A. I've already done a review on this. I'm pretty sure it uses a Cree emitter. It doesn't use the Nisha. But we will compare them because they're both 10440 lights. So I'll leave the Crealent on to the left, and then to the right we have the Singfire 348. So at first glance, it does kind of appear that the Crealent is a lot brighter, but they're very hard to compare, seeing that the Crealent is a little bit more throwy than the Singfire. Let me switch them over. So right now to the left I have the Singfire 348, and then to the right I have the V1A. So I really can't distinguish which one's brighter, even though it does seem like that the V1A is brighter. That is also because of the tint. Obviously, being a much more lighter tint, it's gonna appear that it's a lot brighter, but I feel that they are pretty much the same brightness. So let's turn one off, and this is the Singfire on now. A very neutral tint. You can see on the chairs how nice the chairs look, the barbecue and whatnot. And then that is the Crealent V1A. I do have another niche light here, which I will compare it to. I'm going to put the Astrolux A01 on, and we'll see how the 348 does against that light. Alright guys, just to make it fair, with the Astrolux A01, even though it's not rated to put a 10440 in, I've still got a 10440 in it now. I just got to make it fairly even. Output, I'm not sure what the output is with a 10440, but I can tell you it is super bright. The tint doesn't exactly look the same. I'm not sure if it's the same emitter as the Singfire, but the tint still looks a little bit more wider, so a little bit lower CRI, but then again I could be wrong. The beam pattern is probably just about as wide, if not a little bit wider, but I think the head is a little bit deeper, the reflector, because it still has a little bit more throw to it. Now we'll put on the Singfire 348. So that's the Singfire to the left, and the A01 to the right. So you can see the Singfire can still outshine the A01. To be honest, that's the Singfire on there, and that's the A01 on there. So I think the Astrolux is a little bit brighter with the lithium in it, but once again, it's kind of hard to tell. But then they are very different lights. My one's the copper version of the A01 too, so it's a little bit hard to tell. To be honest, the Singfire kind of looks like it is still a little bit more floody than the Astrolux. Looks like the Astrolux has a little bit more throw. Alright guys, this has been Chris from Everyday Survival Gear, bringing you the Singfire 348 Special Edition. I hope you enjoyed that video. There's another full review in writing on Budget Light Forum. I'll leave that in the description. And as always, like and subscribe, and thanks for watching guys.